Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rolly back at it again with another episode of the Rolly Pod. Um, you know, Thanks for the love. I appreciate everybody that has been watching my videos, subscribing to the channel. So I thank you, and I appreciate y'all for that. Um, yeah, and like I said, if you like the content, just make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate that, and share the channel. You feel me? Help us grow. I try to do these videos every week, and it's just something that I'm really passionate about. So I appreciate all the love and support that I'm getting. So thank y'all. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. College football. College football. College football. This past week, it was something. It was it was a few games that stood out to me. First game we had. Let's recap the Oregon State versus Utah game. Like I said in the video prior, that I said last week, I expected a defensive, slugfest. I did predict Utah to win because what I seen from the past couple of years, but I did not take into effect the DJ U X factor, and I'll say he was the X factor of this game. He was the one that I wouldn't say he was the X factor, but it was mainly a defensive struggle, like I predicted. But the better QB, because Oregon State had DJU, he was the better QB. So I feel as though that's why they had the advantage and they won. But nevertheless, they looked impressive. Shout out to Oregon State. I like what y'all doing over there. It always makes me sad when I have to talk about Alabama this year, because Alabama, I love Alabama. Roll Tide till I die. Like that's my adopted school, like my dream college. That's right. But what I'm seeing this year from the Tide is the defense is good. The defense is good. The defense is solid. The defense is Nick Saban. One thing about Nick Saban, he's going to coach his butt off on the defensive side. But the quarterback is just, they don't have a good quarterback, and that's the problem with Alabama. Simple as that. But I do like their defense, and I do hope they make it back into the college football playoff. The surprise game of the weekend, it was LSU versus Ole Miss. The reason why I say this was a surprise game for me is because I didn't really expect that much offensive scoring in the SEC game. Like, if you watch this game, it was like the defense was non-existent. It was like a Pac-12 game. To be honest, it was like an old school Pac-12 game, just no defense and just great offense moving up and down the field, and that's what we seen. Um, Ole Miss did beat LSU. Um, it was a shootout. It was a good game. It was a great watch, a great offensive game. I would say that. My only knock on it is these are SEC teams, and that wasn't SEC football, to be honest. Then we got to talk about the number one team in the country right now, the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia had me scared for a second there against Auburn. I'm not gonna lie. I was like really, really, really worried about Georgia. They did end up beating Auburn, but it was a very competitive game. Um, very unexpected, to be honest. Um, but then again, I should have expected it because the way have Georgia been playing this whole year, they've been starting off slow. They really haven't been as dominant as the years prior. So I guess I could have seen it coming, but hey, you can't see everything. We got to talk about Texas and Michigan. Both respectively rode in their wins. They was dominant from start to finish, and that's why they're the number 2 and number 3 teams respectively. Michigan being number 2 and Texas being number 3. They both rolled their opponents this weekend. They look playoff ready. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm excited to see Texas, to see if Texas can hold on to that playoff spot. It will be a surprise, a refresher for new teams coming in. But we'll see if Texas can hold on to that number 3 spot. Penn State. Penn State, Penn State, Penn State. Penn State is a team that I hope make it into the college football playoff. Like I always said, I've been saying prior, their main competition is Michigan and Ohio State. So now Penn State played this weekend, and they they played Northwestern this weekend, and it was a competitive game in the first half. Penn State is an explosive team. Now, is that whether that's good or bad? Will it has yet to be seen. Why I say it's bad because you don't want to rely on just the explosive play to dig you out of a hole. You don't want to rely on your defense to make an interception, pick six, or a script sack or something like that. You don't want to rely on that. Being in a slugfest against Northwestern, that was really surprising to me. But then again, it's Penn State, so I'm not really surprised about anything they do. Colorado versus USC was the game of the week in college football this weekend. The game went as expected. USC did win. I did say Colorado was going to cover. The first half started out shaky for Colorado. It looked like they were still, back in Oregon and recovering from that beating that Oregon put down on them. But Shador, being the Heisman candidate that he is, put the team on his shoulder, put the team on his back, and when Dan quit, fought to the very end. I would say Colorado had a chance to win this game if it wasn't for silly mistakes, not only in the first half, but also that play calling for their last drive. It was very, very questionable. The play calling, I didn't really agree with it. Why are you running the ball in a 2-minute drill when you're down? Not even that you're running to the outside, you're running in between the tackles. Like I didn't really get that. You didn't have any timeouts. That was really very confusing to me. But like I said, Colorado these last 2 weeks was a measuring stick, just to see what you need and where you're at and what you need for the future. That's all it is. That's all you should take away from these 2 weeks if you're a Colorado Buffs fan. But what I would say is you are losing Shador Sanders this year to the NFL draft, so you have to prepare yourself for that. USC, Caleb was Caleb. He was amazing. His full game was on display. Nothing really much to nitpick. This game just showed why he's the consensus number one overall draft pick coming out this draft this year. What I would say about USC does not have a shot at making the college football playoff with the defense that they have, because the defense right now is terrible. Because to be honest, they should have did to Colorado what Oregon did to them, but worse. That's how their game was going. But the defense is not there, like I expected, like I predicted. So let's talk about the Heisman picks now. I believe we're going into week 6 of college football. I'll say the Heisman favorite right now, it would be neck and neck with it would be Caleb Williams and Michael Penix Jr. Neck and neck right now. Week 6 of college football. Let's make some picks. So we got Oregon State versus Cal. I got Oregon State to win big. I think Oregon State defense will dominate, but I do think Chip Kelly is at Cal. No, he's at UCLA. So yeah, I think Oregon State will dominate Cal, win big against Cal. Ohio State versus Maryland. I think Ohio State will roll over Maryland. It shouldn't really be a game. Easy money right here. It's Texas versus Oklahoma. I expect this to be a shootout. So whatever the over is, take it. Whatever the over is on this game, take it. I expect this game to be a shootout. You have great offensive minds at the head coaching position, and then you have good quarterbacks. So just whatever the over is in this game, take it. We have Alabama versus Texas A&M. Like I said, I like Alabama defense. I just don't trust their offense. And A&M offense, I don't want to say I necessarily trust them to score against Bama defense. I like A&M defense to stop Bama offense. put it like that. So I'm taking A&M. I haven't really picked Bama much to win games this season on my ticket. So and they have been winning. So um, take that how it is. North Carolina versus Syracuse. I'm talking about this game. We have a 4-0 team versus a 4-1 team. North Carolina. I will be at this game, so I'll see y'all in person, and I will see their quarterback in person. I believe it's Drake May. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe North Carolina quarterback is Drake May. All right, so I'll see him up close in person, and I'll let y'all know what my evaluation of him is. Okay, and also if it's not Drake May, whatever the quarterback is, I'll let y'all know my evaluation. Gotcha. Georgia versus Kentucky. I expect Georgia to win this game, but we'll find out a lot from Kentucky this game. Kentucky, we'll see if Kentucky is for real or how good is Kentucky. But I'm not really expecting much from Kentucky this game. I expect Georgia to. I wouldn't say I expect Georgia to roll because Georgia hasn't really rolled any team this year. So we'll see how Georgia is this game. But if Georgia plays like how they played against A&M, they're gonna lose this game. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Then we have Colorado versus Arizona State. I think Colorado get back on track. The last 2 weeks, have been their toughest game. So I think the rest of the schedule they could win is very favorable, except for that game against Oregon State. I'm always taking my Beavers, Oregon State Beavers. You feel me? Shout out to Joe Swan. But yeah, I'm taking Colorado to get back on track. I think Travis Hunter is available to come back this game from injury. So we'll see if he plays or not, or we'll see. Because I forgot to mention when I was talking about the recap of Colorado State, Colorado game versus USC is their offense. The receivers on offense. I wouldn't say the receivers. The freshmen on that team showed out. It was the freshman corner that really, was like started showing some heart and really got that team pumping. It followed Shador lead and really got that team going on the defensive side. And then also their Omarion Miller, I believe that's his name, Omarion Miller. He balled out, had an exceptional second half. Yeah, he really stepped up in that game. He really stepped up. So whatever Deion said to them in the locker room, great motivator, and that's why Deion is one of the greatest to do it, and that's why he will be great in the college level. We gotta talk about the NFL. Gotta talk about the NFL and my sorry Giants. We gotta talk about the NFL. Any sorry G-men. They're so sorry. It's like, no. But yeah, let's recap the past week in the NFL. Start off with Giants versus Seahawks. This game was terrible on the Giants' part. The Seahawks beat the Giants. Before I get to the Giants, let me talk about the Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Giants 24-3. Geno played good. DK played good. Their run game was good. I love their coaching, and their defense played their asses, their butt off. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Now let's talk about these Giants. Let's talk about these New York Football Giants, where the players on the team just don't care. They don't care especially on the defensive side of the ball. They seem very uninterested. Very uninterested. They don't want to tackle. They don't want to make the plays. They don't hustle to the ball. They're the only team in the NFL this season that haven't had a turnover yet. They haven't created a turnover. Like, are you serious, New York Football Giants? You guys are terrible. You guys are a disgrace to the New York market. You guys are a disgrace. And then people are telling me, oh, it's the O-line. No. It's when an organization makes dumb moves, that's what happens. This is the trickle-down effect for making dumb moves as a GM, New York Football Giants. This is the trickle-down effect for when you sign a bum quarterback that hasn't done anything to being one of the top 5 highest paid NFL quarterbacks in the league right now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You signed Daniel Jones to that ridiculous contract. The New York Football Giants. But hey, we gotta suffer for one more year, and hopefully something changes. Because this year, throw it in the trash. Whatever we do this year. So I hope we have a plan, because we're projecting number 10 pick this year right now, and the way it's looking, I hope we stay there so we could get at least a quarterback. A quarterback. I don't care that y'all pay Daniel Jones all that money. Okay, you draft a quarterback. You sit him down for next year so he can sit behind Daniel Jones and at least see the game for himself. Because Daniel Jones ain't gonna teach him a goddamn thing. He don't know how to hold on to the ball. He don't know how to throw it to his teammates, and he don't know how to throw it to wide receivers. So apparently Daniel Jones doesn't know anything. So you draft a quarterback, and then you sit him behind Daniel Jones, and hopefully not for long he starts playing, because Daniel Jones is not the answer. And then by the end of next season, you get rid of Daniel Jones and you get off this contract, because this was a dumb decision. You should have paid Saquon. You should have paid Saquon, but instead you decided to pay a bum quarterback, Danny Dimes. That's Danny Pennies. That's Danny Pennies. He's not no dime. He's dropping pennies. Can't hold on to the ball. Whether he's fumbling, he got that dumbass face on. Like what? Like what? A disgrace. A disgrace. The New York Football Giants this season has been a disgrace. A complete and utter disgrace. Let's move on to the Patriots versus Cowboys. The Cowboys showed that Mac Jones is also a disgrace. He's right there in the Daniel Jones category. But that's not my team. That's not my quarterback. So I don't really have much to say about Mac Jones. Mac Jones is terrible. We all knew this coming out of college. So there's really nothing much to say. He played played against the Dallas Cowboys defense and somehow managed to look even worse than Daniel Jones. So that just proves how terrible Mac Jones is. But hey, that's not my quarterback. That's not my team. We had the Vikings versus the Panthers. Vikings versus the Panthers. This game was Minnesota. What is going on? You guys won, but what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Kirk Cousins throwing a pick six to go 99 yards back to the crib. Like what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Minnesota, come on, guys. You guys have JJ, Jordan Addison. Come on, do something. Kurt, do something, please. Jeez, 1-3. At least y'all got to win this week, but y'all got the Chiefs coming up. Y'all gonna do something? I hope so. Chiefs versus the Jets. Oh my God, Patrick Mahomes, what the hell got into you this game? You 2 interceptions. Two ridiculous interceptions, to say the least. And then you almost do a third. How you let Zach Wilson outplay you, Patrick Mahomes? But then again, you did make you made all the smart plays that ended up winning the game. I will give you that, but you got to clean it up. It's looking like you missed EB a little too much. Okay, get it right. Okay. We know you're great, Patrick Mahomes, but come on. Don't let Zach Wilson outperform you ever. Cardinals versus the 49ers. This was the Christian McCaffrey game. 4 touchdowns. Isn't really like Kyle Shanahan is a offensive genius as in terms of utilizing and putting the ball in Christian McCaffrey's hand and just putting the ball in his playmakers' hand and letting them go to work. C-Mac just went off this game, 4 touchdowns. If you have C-Mac in fantasy, I know you love him this week. Well, if you have C-Mac in fantasy at all, I know you love him, period. But the Cardinals like I said, it was a competitive game. The Cardinals are a sneaky good team this year. A lot of people predicted that they would be the worst team in the league, and they're surprising a lot of people. So yeah, so the only thing is, if you guys win a lot of games, you guys can get Caleb Williams. So that means you guys are okay with Kyler Murray? Question mark? Question mark? Commanders versus the Eagles. The Eagles. The Eagles defense is okay. I don't have a problem with the Eagles defense. What I have a problem with? No, scratch that. The Eagles defense, it's okay. I don't have a major problem with the Eagles defense. How y'all let Sam Howell look like? I don't know. He looked like unstoppable against y'all, but hey, y'all did end up winning. What I would say about your offense is, I'll keep telling y'all got the highest paid running back in the league that can throw 2 to 3 deep passes a game. Now tell me, outside of the bomb to Devontae and the 2 touchdowns to AJ, what whether completion or whether good passes that Jalen Hurts had. I'm a hater though. The Eagles did win. They beat the Commanders in overtime. I'll say the Eagles survived this game. I honestly thought, like I told y'all last week, making the picks, I said this game was on upset alert for the Eagles. But talk about the Rams versus the Colts. Rams versus the Colts. The Rams did beat the Colts. Somehow the Rams let the Colts get back in this game and force overtime. So that's really question mark, like what's going on in Los Angeles, the Rams. Sean McVay, what's going on with y'all? Dolphins versus the Bills. The Bills beat the Dolphins. I think they beat them by 30. I believe it was 30. This game was really not close. It wasn't really a competition. Buffalo defense showed out. Buffalo defense stopped Tua, which the Miami Dolphins offense looked unstoppable the first couple weeks of the season, but now Buffalo beat them. So we'll see how they bounce back. But this game wasn't really a surprise. I picked Buffalo going in, simply because Buffalo plays good against but good against Miami. That's all. Um, Josh Allen did ball out. Stephon Diggs showed out. I think Stephon Diggs had 2 or 3 touchdowns this game, but they did ball out. Um, right now, would I say they're the number one team in the AFC? No, I think the number one team in the AFC right now is a toss up. To be honest, I don't really see a clear cut number one team in the AFC. We got the Bucks versus the Saints. The Bucks rolled over the Saints. Baker Mayfield looks good. He looks like the old shake and bake. You feel me? He looks comfortable in that home in Tampa, and it looks like a good fit for him. I like him with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I like that fit for him, and I just like what Baker been doing this season. The Saints, nothing much to say. You guys did get Alvin Kamara back, but he didn't really do much. He wasn't really much of a difference. You guys, I believe your quarterback play is just poopy, to say the least. Ravens versus the Browns. This game, going into it, I was leaning towards the Browns simply because I thought Deshaun Watson was going to play and their defense was playing exceptional all season. Um, Deshaun Watson did not end up playing this game. Reports were he asked not to play this game, even though he was cleared by doctors. So that's really, something to say about that. Something to say about him. If he did ask not to play this game is very, weird, to say the least. But I feel as though if Deshaun would have played this game, the Bears, not the Bears, the Browns would have won easily. Um, yeah, the Browns would have won easily because Baltimore offense is not really anything special. The defense is not really anything special. All the Browns was missing was a competent quarterback, and to say the least, they didn't have it on Sunday. And this was a divisional game. Who knows? It might come back to haunt them in the standings. We'll see. We had the Steelers versus the Texans. The Texans rolled over the Steelers. The Steelers looked so terrible this game, so terrible. Kenny Pickett is not your quarterback. Y'all are one of the teams also that needs to go back in the draft and grab the quarterback. Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett is terrible. Your offensive coordinator is terrible, Matt Canada. I don't know why he still has a job. But I don't want to spend much time on Pittsburgh. I do want to give a shout out to CJ Stroud. He's been balling out this year, to say the least. He's been I'll say he's early rookie of the year favorite. He has been balling. He has the Texans looking good, competitive in that division. Who knows? Right now in that division, I believe all of the teams are 2-2. So anybody is a toss up for that division right now. And D'Amico Ryan, to have this kind of success in his first year is really healthy, and something that I'm happy about. And to be doing it with CJ Stroud also. And I love the defense, the players they have on defense, including Will Anderson, and then the offense too with Tank Dell. So and then I think Nico Collins, because that's apparently CJ Stroud's favorite target for the Steelers game. But the Steelers looked terrible on not just the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball. They made CJ Stroud look. I think he only completed half of his passes, but the half of his passes he did complete were bombs down the field. So that's just to say the least. The Lions versus the Packers. The Lions beat the Packers in this game. Lions D-line dominated this game. Their offense rolled. The Lions just look like one of the favorites coming out of the NFC too. So the top three teams in the NFC right now, top four teams, the Lions are one of them. You have the 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys, and then I would say the Lions are right up in there with them. I do like what I've been seeing from the Lions this season. To talk about the Packers though, the Packers, Jordan Love struggled this game. The Packers offense struggled this game, to say the least. So hopefully they bounce back and be competitive, because right now the division is somewhat, it's between the Lions and the Packers right now, because the Bears decide they don't want to win a game this season, and then also who else is in that division? You have the Lions, Packers, Bears, Minnesota. Minnesota just got their first win of the season. So we'll see if Minnesota could come back and make it, compete for the division. We'll see. Hopefully they can, because I do want Minnesota in the playoffs. We have the Falcons versus the Jags in London, and on they had a Toy Story broadcast. I did watch parts of the Toy Story broadcast. It was very cool, interesting. I honestly think the NFL should incorporate that for every Sunday games, but for the kids, like put it on like y'all had it on what was it, ESPN Plus. You could do that. I really like that because it could introduce younger fans to the game of football that I love so much. What I would say about the game, the Jags looked okay. The Falcons, Desmond Ritter. This is what I will say. The Falcons need to trade for Justin Fields tomorrow. They need to trade for him tomorrow. And that's the only way the Falcons, like if the Falcons, imagine Justin Fields with the Falcons and the playmakers they have on offense. Come on. Because y'all are wasting all y'all talent trying to convince yourself Desmond Ritter is your quarterback, which is terrible. Do better, please. Like, exactly. Terrible. The Bengals played the Titans. The Titans rolled over the Bengals. Joe Burrow has been terrible this season. I will say that's my guy, but he has just simply looked terrible this season. I don't understand why he continued to play while he's injured. So if you're going to go out there and continue to play, we got to judge you fairly fairly on how you play. You have been terrible this season. So either shut it down or get better, because right now y'all are 1-3, and you guys could have been 1-3 without you while you're getting healthy. So Joe Burrow, I don't know what's going on. You guys need to fix it. How y'all let Tennessee dominate y'all like this? You still haven't thrown a touchdown pass this season, so I don't know what's going on, Joe Burrow. You have the worst quarterback rating. You are my guy, so I do think you get comeback, but it might not be this season, okay? And that is okay. That is okay. Broncos versus the Bears. This game was just terrible. I saved it for last because there's nothing much to say. If the Bears looked unstoppable in the first half, then all of a sudden they forgot how to play football in the second half. That's all I'm gonna say. So either they're tanking for they realize, hey, let's go get Caleb and Marvin Harrison. Let's trade Justin Fields to the Falcons. Trade Justin Fields to the Falcons for their first round pick. And then you could get 3 first round picks in Chicago, since I have to teach y'all how to play GM. Okay? Okay. Do you follow along? Do you follow along? You already have 2 first round picks. Right now you have the number 1 and number 2 picks, Chicago. So with the number 1 pick, you draft Caleb. With the number 2, you go Marvin Harrison. And then you should have traded Justin Fields for the Falcons' first round draft pick this season. So therefore, you have 3, and you can get 3 first round talent. Okay. The Broncos was okay this game. I'm not really impressed. The defense terrible. I'm not impressed with Sean Payton or whatsoever. So let's make some picks. Let's make some picks for this week. First off, we have the Giants versus the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins. I don't like anything I'm seeing from the Giants right now. Don't get me started. I think the Dolphins going to put up 70. I hope they put up 70. I hope they run a score up on the Giants, and I hope Daniel Jones looks terrible. Well, which I know he will. So I don't even have to hope that hard. We have the Panthers versus the Lions. I expect the Lions to roll the Panthers. The Panthers are in the market for a receiver right now. I don't really like what I'm seeing from the Panthers. I mean, they've been okay this season. They've been okay. I like that the offense have been increasingly getting better this season. So I would say that about the Panthers, but I expect the Lions to roll over the Panthers this game. Saints versus the Pets. I think this game is just battle of the mid quarterbacks. Very mid. Mac Jones versus Derek Carr. Another mid game. I expect the Saints to win now. So Bears versus the Commanders. I expect the Commanders to win big. I expect a big day from Sam Howell. I don't like Chicago defense right now. I think Chicago is tanking, to be honest. Like I said, Chicago trade Justin Fields, get 3 first round picks, and you guys can rebuild for next year. You guys will be competitive in about 2 years. Okay. Think. It's not hard. You get paid millions of dollars to do this. It's not hard. It's literally not hard, dude. It's not hard. Stop overthinking it. You have the Jags versus the Bills playing in London. I'm taking I want to say, who do I have? I expect this to be a somewhat defensive battle. I'm taking the Bills. I like the Bills defense better right now. So I'm going to take the Bills. Trevor hasn't shown that he's special or anything. He's another mid quarterback, very mid quarterback with just good hair. Okay, that's all Trevor Lawrence is. Ravens versus the Steelers. This is going to be an old-fashioned Ravens Steelers game, but then again, the Steelers offense have done nothing to impress me, so I think the Ravens is going to win this game. I think they're going to win it fairly easy. Steelers, like I said, their offense is very, 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 very elementary. Very something. They need to do something. Still no word that they let go of their offensive coordinator yet, so I don't know what's going on there. Kenny Pickett, you guys need to make up a plan. So we have the Texans versus Falcons. I like the Texans in this game just because of the quarterback play. I think C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback than Desmond Ritter. I love what D'Amico Ryan is doing over there in Houston. So I'm taking the Texans to win and possibly win big. I'll take if I was a betting man, I'll take the Texans to cover this game. Titans versus the Colts. I expect the Titans to win. The Titans the past couple of weeks have looked like they get gotten back on track. Derrick Henry have been rushing the ball effectively. He has been back to his old ways, so I expect them to keep rolling against the Colts. I do expect this to be a good game, though. I expect this to be a really good game, to say the least. But I think Derrick Henry will be the X factor overall, and I expect him to have a great game this game. Bengals versus Cardinals. I don't really. I'm taking the Cardinals to win. I'm taking the Cardinals to win. I don't really think the Bengals are gonna be able to fix whatever is going on. Joe Burrow is obviously hurt, but he keeps going out there and playing. So as long as he go out there and play hurt, we got to judge him on the play that he's putting out there, and he has been terrible this season. So with that being said, I expect the Cardinals to win. This Cardinals have been one of the sneaky good teams this season, and I expect them to continue to do it. Keep rolling. I have been very impressed with Josh Dobbs and what he's been doing over there. So shout out to Eagles versus the Rams. I expect the Eagles, Rams, Eagles, Rams, Eagles, Rams. I expect this to be another good game. I'll probably take the Rams to win this game. If not win, I take the Rams to cover. Um, Honestly, I'm taking the Rams to cover, just simply off the fact that I trust Sean McVay, and I don't really like what the Eagles' secondary look like right now. I expect Matt Stafford to take advantage of that, but then also the Eagles' D line is getting their groove back. So who knows? I don't like what is going on the offensive side of the ball, but then again, the Rams defense has been looking suspect to say the least. So this game might be a good game. We'll see. Um, to be honest, the Eagles should dominate this game, but their offense haven't been clicking. So we'll see. Then we have the Chiefs versus the Vikings. I expect the Chiefs to win this game and get back on track. Last week Patrick Mahomes wasn't really himself. I expect him to get back on track. I think the Taylor Swift drama got to him too much and got in his head, and he started trying to show out. So I expect them to get back on track against the Vikings. The Vikings defense is very suspect, and I expect the Chiefs defense to get back on track also because I think they overlooked Zach Wilson and really slept on him, and that's why Zach Wilson was able to have a career day against them. But I think the Chiefs defense is better than what they put out against Sunday night. So that's why I'm taking the Chiefs over the Vikings. Then we have the Jets versus the Broncos. I like the Jets in this game simply because of the Jets defense. I expect this to be the Jets defense to keep them in this game. I don't really like the Broncos defense one bit. The Broncos offense is probably going to have a tough day. So altogether, I'm taking Zach Wilson and the Jets, taking the Jets defense. The Jets defense might score 2-3 touchdowns. Themselves alone. Who knows? Cowboys versus the Niners. This is the game of the week. I believe this is the Sunday night game of the Sunday night football game. The Cowboys versus the Niners. I'm taking the Niners. I don't trust the Cowboys one bit. I don't trust Dak at all. Their red zone defense is terrible. I'm not red zone defense. The red zone offense is terrible. This 49ers have one of the best defense in the league. The 49ers have one of the best D-line in the league. 49ers have one of the best weapons in the league and CMC. So there's no stopping that. I expect Kyle Shanahan to run the ball effectively against the Cowboys. He's going to exploit their speed as he always done in the past years. So altogether, I expect the Niners to win big and really expose the Cowboys this game. The game will be in San Francisco. So Cowboys won't Cowboys fan won't feel as bad because they won't be getting their butts whooped at home. But I expect the Niners to roll this game. Dak will have a terrible game this game. I expect Dak to have a terrible game. I expect I expect Dak to have a terrible game this game because I don't really see Dak doing much against the Niners defense. And I expect the Niners to run the ball effectively against the Cowboys because to stop the Cowboys defense, all you have to do is run the ball effectively against them. We've seen that's what the Cardinals did and was able to win that game. So I expect Kyle Shanahan to do even better and run the ball, especially with better weapons. So that should be the game of the week, but I will take the Niners to win easily. Then we have lastly the Packers versus the Raiders. I'm taking the Packers. I don't really like anything that the Raiders are doing over there. I don't like Josh McDaniels or whatever he's doing. I don't like him at all. Devontae Adams should request a trade, but I don't know where you might go. Might be traded to. If I was him, I'll request a trade and hope that Kansas City is in a market for a receiver, which they should be, to say the least, because KC is fooling themselves thinking, oh, we don't need a number one receiver. We can do it with all these weapons, quote unquote, all these other tools that we have. But these guys are not really receivers, or they're not consistent at the position yet. So with that being said, I'm taking the Packers to win. I expect Jordan Love to bounce back and get back on track. And yeah, thank you.